You like that? You like that? Okay, let's go. Let's roll it. First and foremost, before we start, I just want to say I'm sorry. I want to formally apologize for not believing in certain teams and thinking that they don't have enough talent, for not seeing the potential. But holy crap, Titans, King Henry, I am so sorry. I apologize. Please forgive me. What a game! What a weekend! Ladies and gentlemen, I am in awe. First and foremost, Titans, who are you? Who are you? I've never seen such a team. I should have known. I should have known from the beginning of the Titans eliminating the Patriots. I should have known there's something special about them, right? And I like the fact that they knew exactly what they needed to do before everybody. Like, okay, Titans fan base, they're like, oh, let's do this. We got this. It's our year, you know? But then we had them eliminating the Ravens, and I think the whole world is watching them. I think the whole world is finally like, okay, all right. I think we should pay attention to this one. But who I'm frustrated, but at the same time, I am speechless. I'm speechless to understand who they are. How did it come about? And first of all, just watching watching people on the sideline, them being, cheering up and understanding, like, if King Henry, who are you? Who are you? But anyway, let's just jump in and talk about games. And we'll talk about Titans later because I'm speechless. I watched all 4 games and except for that, yeah, I watched all 4 games and then the last was the Titans and Ravens. I didn't watch the end, but I watched the first quarter because I live in Belgium and it gets really late. The game started like 1 a.m. and it ended at 4 a.m. and I'm not about that life. I like my sleep. So here we go. Vikings versus 49ers. Probably the most enjoyable game that I've seen this weekend, only because my money was in 49ers. I didn't bet. I just want to let you know right now. But I thought the 49ers were going to win because the Vikings, great. But here's the thing. You struggle so much playing against the Saints. And then they're like, "Oh my gosh, we're in. We're all going to the Super Bowl." Kirk Cousins. Oh my gosh, that phrase. You like that? Apparently, that has been all the way from him being on the Cardinals team, right? Is it Cardinals or Redskins he was before? Anyway, yeah, you like that? You like that? Well, how about now? Kirk Cousins, although great job. Honestly, great leadership. I understand, like, it wasn't just about Kirk. And again, each team that played this weekend, it wasn't just about the quarterback. Unless you're in the Chiefs team. Holy, what? That is the most upsetting and emotional game that I've seen in forever. Like, the last time I've seen Chiefs be this great was when they were playing against Los Angeles Rams last season. It was in a regular season 2018, and they had something like 41 to 53 or something like that. But anyway, it was like a high game. It was like a high scoring game. So I was like, I'm just crazy. I was like, Patrick Mahomes, like, what are you doing, And especially with Patrick Mahomes, I had him on my fantasy football, which, oh my gosh, I miss fantasy football. But anyway, let's go game by game, Let's talk about one specific thing after one specific thing, because I don't want to, ramble around it, as much as I like doing that. But let's have a conversation, These are my predictions, my thoughts, and what happened during the game. I would love to hear yours. So thank you for subscribing, following, and, watching, listening. YouTube, Spotify, whatever, iTunes, there you go. So bad at this. I'll get better. I promise I'll get better. Anyway, first game, Vikings versus the 49ers. Easy game. I think that the Vikings have put up a fight. I guarantee you Vikings have tried to put up a fight. The 49ers, there's a reason why there's such a great offense and defense. And I am especially amazed at their defense. I think that I am Richard Sherman fan ever since he got that Achilles ruptured, right? Anyway, I don't know how to say it. He tore in his Achilles, right? And then he left from the Seahawks, went to the 49ers, had a terrible season because he had 1 year of trying to heal, and then all of a sudden, one thing leads to another, and then he's better, and then all of a sudden everybody's like, "Whoa, Richard Sherman, you're only great because the rest of the team is great." I'm like, no, fam. Have you seen him play before the 49ers on the Seahawks? Have you seen how great he is? And all of a sudden he's like, you notice the team got better because he was playing. That's my prediction, but I'm a huge Richard Sherman fan. From him being great on the field to being a great husband, a father, and he's a person that believes in himself. He can sacrifice all of the money that he can get because he believes in him. He believes in, and I think he got extra couple million because he's a free agent, right? And then he went to the 49ers, and then I can't remember, he was supposed to sign I can't remember, some kind of contract that it will get, was a signing bonus or something like that, or guarantee that he's a free agent, but he didn't want to do that, and so all the money, because a certain percentage of his money that he's gonna earn will go to 49ers, but he's like, no, I wanna put all the odds, all the bets on me, and not having a safe income, and so he got an extra couple million recently. But anyway, that's besides the point. It's just me scrolling through Instagram, reading different news. But I just want to say the 49ers defense control the ball like crazy. Richard Sherman dictated how things should be, and I think he's one of those leaders that, the players, even though they're great, they look up to him. I think that Richard Sherman is somebody that not only a great player, not only a great element to the defense or to the whole organization. I think people look up to him because they understand that he's not giving up. He's not going to give up on I think the way Texans gave up, right? I don't think they're going to give up. Rich Sherman's going to give up. And so everybody's like, you know what? If we're losing, we're losing. If we're winning, we're winning. It's not Richard Sherman being great. It's about the whole team. And he understands that, and I'm tired of everybody finding excuses of why he's such an amazing player. I'm not saying that the Vikings did a terrible job. They put up a fight. It was a strong game. I would say that from running the ball to throwing the ball, Kirk Cousins, he did his best, but 49ers, it just felt like 49ers enjoyed playing. Watching Jimmy Garoppolo, Jimmy G versus, and Kittle versus the defense, it just looked that they enjoyed it, It was so much fun watching the game, and Jimmy G reminded me of oh man, he's the opposite of Tom Brady. Joe Montana. There you go. He reminded me of Joe Montana, and it's just watching him. I felt like I'm 25, so I could have been enjoying football at the early age, but it just reminded me that this is like Brett Favre. He reminded me of a mix of between Joe Montana and Brett Favre. That's what Jimmy G used to me, and it was amazing. It was amazing. I'm looking forward to 49ers playing against the Packers and seeing how that's gonna go, because Packers did an amazing job this week. I think, if I thought that last week it was about a great leadership, not just coaching, but a great leadership, both on the sideline and on the field, this time around, I think this weekend, it was about not giving up. It was about that aspect of, I believe in myself, and I'm putting all the odds for me. Like I believe in myself, I believe in the team, and therefore it doesn't matter if we're down by 10, 15, 20, 30 points. I still believe in myself, right? I still believe in the team, in the spirit of winning, right? So I think that's what it was. And 49ers, good job. I really enjoy watching. I would really enjoy watching it again soon, next week, right? So anyway, so that was a good game. I think that was a good game. The next one that I watched, help me not lose this. Titans versus the Ravens. I am so upset of how Ravens behaved, but it was one of the most beautiful games I've ever seen. As much as I could have watched, I watched the first 2 or 3 quarters. I can't remember. I was like barely falling, like I was falling asleep. I was barely paying attention. But Henry being the number one all-time rushing yard, congrats, King Henry, hail King Henry, right? Good job. He's the guy on the offense of how I see. He reminds me of a Marshall Lynch, because Marshall Lynch, first of all, has fun playing football. Second of all, he's all about winning. And I feel like Henry he's a team player. He's a great leader, and people seeing him giving everything that he has motivates the rest of the team to give their best. And I personally, as a bench player, I think that's what it was. And that's how the team stayed consistent with motivating, right? Tannehill, right? The backup quarterback. Dude, that guy is a backup quarterback, and he's now eliminated Patriots and Ravens. Tell me this is not. I'm not. Listen, don't you will never hear me say that it was lucky, or you will never hear me say that the Ravens gave up. Ravens did not give up, okay? Ravens were still pushing, still trying. But as I kept on watching, oh man, it was help me remember. Come on, guys, come on. It's a team sport, right? Whenever the Lamar Jackson, there you go. I'm terrible with names. Lamar Jackson, he kept on throwing the ball. They kept on running the ball. He kept on throwing the ball, but it just felt like the Titans had the Ravens playbook. They knew where the ball's gonna be. They knew, like, if Lamar Jackson is throwing, the throws were precise, but it just kept, like, they kept on intercepting the ball. They kept on, the moment they see that the Lamar Jackson is running, they're like, okay, this is what we have to do. And the amount of blitz that they have provided single-handedly proved that they knew whatever, they had the answer to every single play that the Ravens provided, right? Anytime the Ravens wanted to do something, boom, the Titans knew exactly what to do. And I'm not taking this away from any team. The Ravens, you did amazing the whole season. And I do believe Lamar Jackson needs to be the MVP this year, because, again, Lamar Jackson, I think you're gonna be the Tom Brady of this era. Tom Brady, please retire, right? No, I'm joking. Tom Brady, just give me another ring and we're good. Give me the 7th ring and go rest. Spend time with your wife and kids. Do something great, TB12. Amen, right? Let's go. But Lamar Jackson, I think he's going to be the next star. He is the next star. You know what? Scratch that. He is the next star. I didn't see anybody else. I thought that I saw it in Patrick Mahomes, but I think Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, they're in two different lanes, both being great. I'm not saying the one is better than the other. Both of them are great, right? I'm reading off of my notes, right? The Titans, my head goes off to you, but because the blitz that you have provided for Lamar Jackson and him trying to escape you guys, I mean, that guy is so quick on his feet. You've seen him going left and right, reading your defense, understanding that you guys are about to blitz him, and he's trying to escape the pocket, and him getting 5, 10, 15, 20 yards in one carry. Like, the guy is a running back. Tell me whatever you want, but he is a running back, right? the first running back, he had more rushing yards this season than, Tom Brady for the whole of his career. Didn't Tom Brady celebrate his 1,000 rushing yards this season? Anyway, I digress. Yeah, Ravens, good job. Ravens, I salute you. I don't have any team playing in the playoffs as that I support, but just watch the sheer like enjoyment of watching Titans versus Ravens. It was the reason why I fell in love with the sport is because of this game, Titans versus the Ravens. This is the reason why I fell in love with the idea of coaching, with the idea of dissecting plays and understanding what happens after what, who's going to be running, throwing the ball. And I guess, reading the plays and understanding how does coaching affect the play-to-play ratio to the defense and the offense. Probably doesn't make sense, but it makes sense in my head. So let's go. But anyway, so that's something that I really enjoyed. Man, Titans, my head goes off to you. Good job. Good job in the next game against the. Oh man, Chiefs. Yeah, because I'm just here's the thing. I'm trying to think about how what's the Titans game plan gonna be? Because Chiefs, which brings me to this third game that we watched. That's on Sunday, right? Because I keep on giving, I'm sending a poll on Instagram on my stories. If you want to follow me, please do. It's gonna be, in description down below or wherever you're watching or you're listening to. Thank you for doing that. Subscribe to my Spotify or iTunes or YouTube, But anyway, just a little plug. CTA, call to action, right? Chiefs versus Texans was a game that reminded me of. Remember that Falcons versus the Patriots whenever it was 28-3, and then people started leaving. I will admit, I will be the first one to admit, I turned that game off and went to bed, and I was only following the updates on ESPN, right? I wasn't even watching. It was 28-3. There was no way they were crashing them or beating them. But that game allowed me to understand that I should not give up on the teams that, I look forward to them winning, right? And Chiefs was that game. Chiefs versus Titans, here's the thing. Deshaun Watson is my guy. He's so smart, and he's like the younger version of Russell Wilson. That guy reminds me so much. His arm, his strength, his ability to read defense, his ability to run the ball when it is necessary, his ability to get the first downs. It was all a part of it's just such a raw talent, but at the same time, he works in it. He works hard on it, right? But Chiefs, this is what we see from Chiefs, right? It was 24-0, right? First quarter, I was my mind was blown. I kept on updating people, my friends, people who were following me. It was a 14-0 within the first 7 minutes of the game. I want to say, who tell me, you're not a human if you're going to tell me you did not give up on them. People left the stadium because they're like, I don't want to admit to them losing. I'm going to leave the stadium, right? I didn't pay for the tickets. I was live streaming, so I was comfortably on my bed writing the notes for this podcast. And listen, 14-0, and then the next thing I see is them scoring another touchdown, and I'm like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Is this what it's going to be like? But here's the thing, I do believe that Patrick Mahomes works best under pressure, and he's the guy who throws for 300-400 yards and gets 35 touchdowns. I was like, I want to see that Mahomes. I want to see that Mahomes lead the offensive team, somehow lead the defensive team, encourage them, know exactly what to do. Andy Reid, I know that sometimes you choke up in the playoffs, and we've seen that last season against the Patriots. You lost against the Patriots, right? They did. For the NFC, the game before the divisional play. Anyway, but they lost against the Patriots, and I was like, man, they could have done much better. But It is what it is. But for now, this season, this game, Mahomes, good job, good job. But my money was on you. Hypothetical money. I did not. I did not gamble. I do not condone gambling. Right. So I think here's the thing. This is what I think about the Chiefs. I had the winning. The season. The season was up and down because I had him on the playoff on the fantasy football. Something happened to his hand. A couple of weeks off. It was terrible. It was elbow. I think it was his elbow. Anyway, people started leaving after the first quarter, and they proceeded to score 41 unanswered points. Let me tell you, 24-0, and then you proceed to see the opposite team score 41 points on you. Let me repeat that. You scored 24 points in the first. You scored 24 points, and then you proceed to watch the opposite team score 41 points on you, and you have nothing to show for. Again, I'm a bench player. I'm a bench player guy, so I'm not playing this sport. So don't judge me because I'm like, oh, this team sucks. No, bro, you showed something you showed something last week. You proved that you belong there. You belong in the divisional round. But to come back and say here I was being so confident, right? And then Deshaun Watson started dancing on the sideline, laughing, being like, oh yeah, well, we got this. 41 points. 40. Kelsey is such an amazing player because two things happened to Kelsey, right? First, you're trying to block him. You're trying to cover him because it was man-to-man coverage. The defense was trying to man-to-man coverage because there was no way you can't do anything else but that, right? So you're trying to cover Kelsey. Two things happen. First, you block him and it counts as a pass interference, right? And they go from wherever the pass interference happens, first down, boom. The Chiefs accomplished what they wanted to, right? Then the second thing happened is you're trying to cover him, but you give him a little space so that you won't get flagged, and boom, he finds a pathway, he finds a route, and boom. The amount of times I said boom. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. But Kelsey finds a way, and he gets the ball, right? And he gets the ball, first down, another first down, touchdown, another touchdown. 41 points. Because Tyreek Hill, something happened to his. I can't remember. It was a foot injury. I can't remember if it was his knee. Or that's what happened to him. There you go. I apologize. Patrick Mahomes, it happens, his kneecap, right? Anyway, that's besides the point. I just wanted to correct myself. Anyway, Tyreek Hill, I think it happened to his, not knee, but his calf, right? Something happened to him, and he was like, oh my, I gotta go, right? So he was gone for the first, a little bit of the first, a little bit of the first half and a little bit of the second half, and then he comes back and he got a few carries, right? So that's great. I was super happy that it all worked out. But oh my gosh, good job, Chiefs. I think that's something that Kelsey, you did an amazing. Kelsey showed up for that game, and all the memes that you see, even the Chiefs ran out of the fireworks because of how many touchdowns they scored, and nobody was looking forward to that because nobody knew that that's going to happen. People left the stadium after the first quarter. 24 points to nothing, 40 points, 41 unanswered points, and then it was 43-53 game. It was amazing. I really appreciate it, and it's something that my other friend had. They had Texans winning, but we talked about it, and I said, I'm sorry, but this is it. This is something that I found so interesting because Chiefs, there was no way Chiefs would have given up just like that. It was Houston 31 and Chiefs 51. There was no reason to see Chiefs be this amazing during the season and then give up right now. But again, you never know. Exactly, you never know. And which brings me to the last game that I watched is Green Bay, Seattle. What can I say? Again, I was so looking forward to. I wanted the Seahawks to win because I thought that they were much better. I wanted Marshall Lynch to give another try at the Super Bowl because he went out of he was retired for a year, right? For a year or so to come back, show up at the Seahawks practice, and them like, you know what? Yeah, we believe that you can perform at the high level, at this level to perform. And here's the thing: I was, oh man, it was third quarter. They were at the 1 yard line to score a touchdown, and I was like, okay, if Marshall Lynch is not gonna get a ball, I'm sorry, this was all wasted. And he got a ball. He got a ball. He ran. He got a touchdown. So it was something amazing that I really appreciated watching, and I think my chapter of should they pass the ball, should they have run the ball back in whenever they were playing the Patriots. Was that something that should have happened? That's exactly what happened for me personally, so I closed that chapter. But here's the thing, Packers, I will say one thing about them, they didn't give up. Till the last minute, they fought the fight, and they gave their best. It was a strong start, first touchdown within the first 3 minutes, I think, or something like that. Aaron Rodgers surprises me on so many levels, and I think he surprised even more so this past weekend because, again, watching that NFC game, whenever they were so confident playing against the Seahawks in 2014, and then Seahawks came back over time, they scored, and they went on to play in the Super Bowl, right? I thought that Rodgers demonstrated a great image of what a quarterback should be like, because it's like they had a great season. I give them that. The beginning of their season was amazing. I kind of started losing. I thought that they're losing their attention and their focus somewhere in like the middle, like week 10 and 11, that kind of thing. But they came back 13. What is it? Yeah, 13-3. That's the record for the regular season. Seahawks 11-5. But here's the thing, Green Bay, good job. The fourth quarter, I was so hoping that Seahawks will come back. They will wake up and start acting like they did before. But it is what it is. They lost. Green Bay, congrats. I don't want to. Both teams fought so well, and I just want to say, Green Bay, you did amazing. And I'm sorry, just like the Titans, I'm sorry for not believing you. I should have seen. But again, I thought that this is going to be a repeated version of what happened in the past. But you showed that you're a different team. Devontae Adams, good job. Let's repeat it again. Let's see what you guys are going to do. And they will be playing Green Bay versus 49ers, right? I'm looking forward to seeing that. Chiefs versus Titans. That's something that I'm looking forward to. Everybody predicts the Chiefs to win. I think it's like a 76% win, which who knows? We'll see. I'm definitely excited for next week. I'll give you my predictions on Friday. I'll post another podcast, another episode on Friday explaining my predictions and why I think that's gonna happen, and I'm gonna go into detail of explaining it. At the same time, 49ers versus Seahawks. Everyone predicts that 49ers are going to win by like, what is it? I'm sorry, 49ers versus Green Bay. Oh my gosh, I keep on saying that. I'm so upset that Seahawks didn't win. I think the Russell Wilson he was a chicken on the field, right? Everybody was saying that. And Russell Wilson, man, sometimes I feel like he's great on the field. He's great in running. Again, like Lamar Jackson and Russell Wilson reminds me a lot. Like they're so similar, but at the same time, good job Lamar, good job Wilson. Have fun sitting at the honors, at the annual honors on February the 1st. So anyway, that's probably going to be the Patriots for the first time ever. The Patriots sitting at the 40 at the you know at the honors. But anyway, congrats. I'm super excited, super happy to see how things are going to be. And yeah, I think that's been it. It's been your boy Tim. I should not be doing that. But I just want to tell you that I really enjoyed this past weekend. It was a lot of fun, a lot of unbelieving plays and the characters. And here's the thing. Again, I'm just going to repeat the same thing I repeated earlier in this podcast. It was about the leadership this weekend, than the plays or the coaches. It was about the leadership of those individuals that said, you know what, no, I'm going to prove that my team is better, that we're going to go into the Super Bowl. And here's the thing, it's up for grabs. You honestly, looking at Titans the way they play, looking at the 49ers, looking at the Green Bay not giving up the whole game, they were just trying their best. They led the whole game. And all of a sudden, but it's honestly, it just feels like it's unpredictable. Who knows? But on Friday, I'm going to give my opinion and my thoughts. All right. That's been it. Thank you so much for watching, listening, subscribing on Spotify, iTunes, or YouTube. That's been it. Follow me on Instagram. And I hope to give me your opinion. I really want to figure out, I want to know and figure out how the next week is going to be like. The weekend of NFC and AFC Championship. Tell me what you feel, how you feel, and let's have a conversation about it. All right? That's been it. Thank you for watching, listening, subscribing. See you next week. Bye.